on that Times list, Taylor Swift seemed to have beaten some very well-known names to emerge as the person of the year. Udisha.
So there are 3 names in this list that we are going to talk about. Let's first start with who is the CEO of the year by the Times magazine. Now, CEO of the year is Sam Altman, and we know that Sam Altman is the founder of OpenAI. Now, before we delve into the details, let's talk about ChatGPT first, because that has been sort of a sensation in this year, right? So ChatGPT was launched last year in November 2022 exactly, and it was one of the first apps or the services that crossed 100 million users in just 2 months. Now, there are services like, and there are applications like, Facebook, etc., Instagram, WhatsApp that have wide usage. We use them so widely, but ChatGPT became the most sort of used service, and we had 100 million users of ChatGPT in just 2 months after it was launched. But this update is also very interesting because last month in November, it was very interesting to see what was happening at the board of OpenAI. We first saw that he was ousted by the board, and then he was reinstated after a few developments in just 5 days. So now we have this person as the CEO of the year, and Altman says that for many people 2023 was the year that they started taking AI seriously, and that is exactly true, because in 2023 this year we have talked about AI, we have talked about deepfakes, we have talked so much about AI generated content, the boon and the bane of AI. Now, as you were talking about, let's move on to who is the person of the year. So the person of the year is Taylor Swift, and so the editors of the Time magazine write that since 1927, it has happened that most of the times the person who would be the person of the year would be, let's say, a politician, an influential politician, or a head of a state. So you would see people as like US presidents, popes featuring on the list. But this is sort of one of the first times when you have an individual and who is a pop star as the person of the year. And if you talk about what has Taylor Swift achieved, then she was previously also on the 2017 Person of the Year cover. 2017 Person of the Year cover, and if you also look at the concerts of Taylor Swift, they have sort of gained history and all of that. Now, talking about who is the next in the list, and we have the athlete of the year. So Lionel Messi is the athlete of the year. So for those who love football, and even if somebody does not love football, they have heard this name, Lionel Messi. So Lionel Messi is the captain of Argentina football team, and last year, and we're talking about in November 2022, Argentina won a match against France team, and they emerged as the winner. So it was Argentina's 3rd title in total, if you see, and it was Argentina's first win in 4 decades, if you see. So Argentina defeated France in the World Cup final in December 2022. So these are the 3 persons that we talked about.
All right, 3 very influential people named as the person of the year, athlete of the year, and the CEO of the year by Times magazine. Udisha, thank you very much for all those details. And Kartik, come to think of it, all 3 of them stand out, be it how you run a boardroom or how you run a company. What kind of a person you strive to be. I mean, I'm talking about Taylor Swift. There's a word for Taylor Swift fans. It's called a Swiftie.
Yeah.
Literally a noun, a woman who has charted her own path, her own career trajectory, and has emerged to be the biggest pop star out there in the world at just 33 years old. So all 3 of them standing out in their own professions.
I think the dichotomy really is, if you ask me seriously, on Sam Altman. And I'm just wondering, did the editors of Time magazine actually draw up this list before the controversy broke out in November? Because I think, and maybe they didn't have enough time to revisit that, but if they did and still named Sam Altman as the CEO of the year,
what if he hadn't come back?
There's something going right with him, I guess.
I wonder what if he hadn't come back after that boardroom coup and would not be the CEO anymore. But interestingly, we don't know how and when the Times list was drawn, but he clearly has emerged to be the CEO of the year as far as news out there is concerned.